Hello? Hello? Um, you know what? Fuck it. Not gonna use them.
Want you to call me later?
Yeah, I'll call you. Well, can you just come in? Because I just went live.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, zero sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show fans. Using promo code DHopkins at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So don't wait. Boost your energy and take the world today. W Energy. Fuel your greatness every step of the way. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Let me know if you can hear me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if you can hear me. This is the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, and I am your host, Darion of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. And I would love to thank y'all for being patient with me and being real with me when it comes to trying to go live stream. School is back in session. I'm back at work now, so it's time to get down to the nitty gritty of things. We got a few things we're going to talk about. We're not going to keep you all long. I'm going to try to keep this to 30 to 45 minutes as much as possible. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to Amy Knapp. Shout out to Anthony Estrada. Shout out to all of y'all. I do have to share this out to the Discord page as well. So just make sure y'all just bear with me for a little bit, but make sure y'all come on in, hit the like button, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook at Darion Hopkins on my sports page, which is the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, and Darion Hopkins on my actual personal Facebook page. We're live on Twitch, and we are live on Rumble as well. Just to let y'all know, NFL season is right around the corner, and you know preseason is officially over. So why not go get your tickets right now on SeatGeek? So if you go to SeatGeek and use the promo code DHopkins and get but $20 off your first purchase using the promo code DHopkins. If you do want to donate to the channel, all donations go back into the channel to help the quality of this podcast. So if you do want to go there, go to Cash App at DhopkinsShow, or just go to the dollar sign at the bottom and just give you like a $1.99, $2.99, whatever you want to do. Donate to the show. It goes right back into it. But before we get into it, we will be on Apple Podcasts, we'll be on Spotify, Amazon Music, everything else. You'll hear this audio platform right here, all on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. But thank y'all for tuning in so much, man. I really do appreciate y'all being patient with me. I know I was supposed to go live last week, and things just did not turn out the way I wanted it to. But hey, at the end of the day, I was able to get it done and get her done at the same time. So hey, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of things. But let me just share this live into our group chat right now, which is on Discord. So if you do want that link, make sure y'all hit me up on all social media platforms at DhopkinsShow. So preseason is officially over. We're going to talk about some NFL, some MLB, a little bit of Colorado with Deion Sanders, AEW All In results, and that's going to be the show for today. What's going on, Shakeback Media Group? What's going on, man? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. We do have the Nothing But Raider podcast at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss that as well. So make sure y'all go over and check out the Nothing But Raider podcast on NBR, Nothing But Raider podcast YouTube channel, and other platforms as well. But we're going to get into a lot of things that we're going to talk about here. And we're going to get into some NFL talk. We've seen a lot of things go down today, and I'm going to just keep it brief. We all know about the CeeDee Lamb contract with him getting $136 million. 38 of that is guaranteed as signing bonus. And CeeDee Lamb got the bag, man. CeeDee Lamb got the bag, and deservingly so. Like, if we want to sit here and keep it funky, the Dallas Cowboys need to pay him. They need to not act like they were sitting here talking about CeeDee Lamb is this, CeeDee Lamb is that. But this man put up the numbers every single year that he's been in the NFL. But CeeDee Lamb, like, I don't like talking about the Cowboys. I'm a Raiders fan. You see it in the back. But at the end of the day, I got to give credit when credit is due when it comes to one of the top receivers in this league, and that is CeeDee Lamb. Now, if you look at it when he came into the league in 2020, which he is coming into his 5th year for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, he did have 74 receptions for 935 yards. He had 5 touchdowns in his rookie year in 2020. 2021, he boosted that a little bit. Had 79 receptions with 1,100 yards with 6 touchdowns. And then in 2022, got even higher than he did last time, which was 107 receptions. That is a big gap between 2021 and 2022. 101 receptions, 1,359 yards on 9 touchdowns, averaging 4.7 yards a catch. Now, in 2023, he elevated that even more, y'all. Elevated that even more with 135 receptions, 1,749 yards with 13 per catch, 13 average per catch in 12 touchdowns. You cannot tell me that man did not deserve his money. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me that he doesn't deserve his money. He deserves every dime that he got. We gotta respect greatness, and right now, CeeDee Lamb is one of the best receivers in the league. Unfortunately, he is. And I like what the Dallas Cowboys did. They finally spent money, but now the question is next, what they're going to do with Dak Prescott. Now, what type of money are you willing to give him now? Because you just gave CeeDee Lamb the bag. So that's a big thing there. You got to give CeeDee Lamb since you gave him the bag, now you got to give his quarterback the bag. Or if you don't give his quarterback the bag, then what's next for the Dallas Cowboys? Do you let Dak Prescott walk next year? Or do you sign him to the extension so CeeDee Lamb can still have him? So that's another, he's top 5. Yeah, he's top 5. We all know that CeeDee Lamb is top 5. He got top 5 paid money. Let's just be real. He got top 5 paid money, and respectfully so. Respectfully so. So we got the cuts tracker going on. Like, every team had to be down at the 53-man roster by 4 o'clock today. In the NFL roster cuts tracker, team by team, player moves ahead of the 2024 NFL season. It was around all the tracks of all players released. As of August 19th, through the 53-man roster deadline was today. Navigating your team by clicking the correspondence. Now, I can say this. It's a lot of, especially, I was kind of surprised with a few of them. Bailey Zappi from the New England Patriots, that was a surprise one for me. I was kind of surprised to see Frank Gore Jr. from the Buffalo Bills definitely get that. The Jets, they really didn't, it was so many people that got released today that their dreams was just shattered. I just got to say this to y'all, right? Don't get discouraged, because most likely you're still going to get paid being on the practice squad. You're still going to be paid, being on the practice team. And it's just a lot of NFL teams right now that just had to narrow it down. It's really tough. It's really tough. Really, really tough for NFL players to make a 53-man roster when it's only 3 preseason games. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being completely honest with you there. And to see that some of these players' dreams get shattered because of these 53-man rosters, I just feel like at the end of the day, you need to not be discouraged, because it's going to be hype. God forbid, didn't Jameis Winston get cut? I think so. I think Jameis Winston did get cut. I could definitely find that out for you with the roster cuts, because they got all the roster cuts I have right here, right in front of me. So the NFC South, let's go to it. So let's go to the New Orleans Saints, since Anthony Price wants to talk about it. Because like I said, I'm not going to be on here too long. It's going to be a very short and sweet Darion Hopkins Sports Show. So according to quarterbacks, no, I do not see him getting cut. What team Jameis Winston was on? If I'm not mistaken, Jameis Winston was on what team? They tried to trade him. But what team he's on right now? Because I thought he was on the New Orleans Saints, but obviously he's not. What team he was on? I don't know what team he was on. But it doesn't matter. But I just want to let them people know that you got cut doesn't mean it's not the end of the road. It's not the end of the road. You know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the road for your career as a professional football player. You have other avenues like the UFL. Oh, so he was on Cleveland. Okay, so let's go to Cleveland's thing. But like I was saying, you can't get discouraged. You can't get discouraged if you do get cut. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to the Cleveland Browns quarterbacks. No, he didn't get cut. Jameis Winston is still on his roster. Jameis Winston is still on his roster. There's no quarterbacks that has been cut. According to NFL.com, I don't see Jameis Winston on this list. I don't. He made the roster. So yeah, he made the roster, unfortunately. But like I said before, you always got to make sure, don't get discouraged. You got the UFL, you got the CFL, you got other avenues that can get you there where you need to be when it comes to being cut. Like it's a tough task, because you thought you could fulfill your dream and be on a 53-man roster, and things just don't work out the way it does. So we got so much NFL news coming down the pipeline, y'all. Like Packers, AJ Dillon. That is a hurt piece for the Green Bay Packers, man. That is a hurt piece that the Packers placed running back AJ Dillon with a neck injury on a season-ending reserve list. Now, the stinger that prematurely ended AJ Dillon's 2023 campaign will conclude in his 2024 season before it even began. Dillon was placed on injured reserve with no return of destination on Tuesday, ending the running back season. Now, tight end Tyler Davis with a shoulder was likewise played on the in-season IR as well. Now, with Dillon on the shelf with his neck injury, the Packers running back room cut down to day houses a start, of course, of Josh Jacobs and the rookie Marshawn Lloyd. Now, who has been dealing with a hamstring and hip issues this summer, and Emmanuel Wilson, and the team parted ways with Ellis Merriweather and Nate McCary. Now, Jacobs was the big free agent for the Green Bay Packers, if you think about it, when it comes to the squad. And Lloyd was plenty of promise, and Wilson has done well in preseason for the Green Bay Packers, and still wouldn't be out the question for the Packers to add another running back in a week or two. Now, we all know that AJ Dillon had 613 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns in 15 games last year. But however, he did not play in a regular season finale either with the Packers in the playoff game, suffering a neck stinger in week 17 that considered unlikely his return to the Green Bay Packers. And now a rare 4-year qualifying offer on Dillon to retain him. I don't know if the Packers are going to retain him in this situation. He's only 26 years old and he already got a neck injury. I feel bad for the guy, in my personal opinion. I feel like AJ Dillon is one of those guys that if he was healthy, he could definitely be a starter on any other team outside the Green Bay Packers. That's one thing I can say about that. We got the Chiefs. You got the Chiefs waving Kadarius Toney. That was kind of surprising me, but at the same time, it wasn't a surprise for Kadarius Toney to be, it's Kadarius Toney we talk about. This man can't catch the football. He didn't do well in the New York Giants. Yes, he won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs, and he had some good plays, but overall, it's Kadarius Toney. He dropped a lot of balls last year, and I think Andy Reid didn't want to go through that again, personally. So Kadarius Toney is a good punt return, kick return type of player, but as far as wide receiver go, I just don't think the Chiefs had to move on. The Chiefs had to move on at the end of the day. So we got that. That's what we have there with the Kansas City Chiefs with that. Odell Beckham Jr., man, I'm done with this guy. I'm done with this guy, Odell Beckham Jr. He's beginning the season on a PUP list. He will miss the first 4 games. Now, Odell Beckham Jr. quietly, particularly offseason, will extend until September. Now, I can say for Odell Beckham Jr. that will remain on the physically unable to perform list and begin the regular season, meaning he will miss the first 4 games of the 2024 NFL season. NFL Network insiders Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport reported that on Tuesday. Now, Odell Beckham stayed on the PUP list in a result of the offseason procedure that he went under, which the team was aware of when they signed the 31-year-old receiver, according to Tom Pelissero. Now, Odell Beckham Jr. has worked consistently towards returning, but the Dolphins has chosen the cautious route by allowing Odell Beckham Jr. another month to ease right back into the swing of football things before expecting him to handle the rigors of the regular season. I'm sorry, but for me, and y'all can say what y'all want about this, Odell Beckham needs to retire. I'm sorry to say it. Odell Beckham needs to retire. And I'm going to tell you why he needs to retire. Because Odell Beckham is just injury prone after injury prone when in Cleveland, New York, Baltimore, now Miami. It's time for you to retire. You're getting up there in father time at the receiver position, Odell. It would be good to have him on the field with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and having Tua Tagovailoa and Achane in that offense. I would love to see that when a healthy Odell Beckham is on the football field. But the last couple of years, bro, you have not been there. So for me, I think you need to retire. It's time for you to ride over into the sunset, get in the broadcast booth, do what you got to do there. Because at the end of the day, I still feel like Odell Beckham has it in him to be a good receiver in this league. Not a top 5 or a top 10 receiver, but a good quality receiver. But these injuries has been killing him. And I think it's time for him to retire. It's time for you to hang it up, bro. I mean, you really didn't see you in Baltimore. Zay Flowers took your spot over there in Baltimore. Cleveland, you wanted to get out because you was tired of losing, but you was injury prone just as well there too. And of course, the whole thing of you breaking your ankle or tearing your ACL, I think it was break your ankle, break your leg when you were with the New York Giants. I'm not too surprised about that. But yeah, that's basically what happened with Odell Beckham Jr. And he, like I said, he needs to retire. He needs to go. He needs to go. Panthers cut Terrence Marshall after 3 seasons and the rookie Jonathan Brooks on the NFI list. The new regime in Carolina is moving from the past second-round pick that the Panthers released Terrence Marshall as a part of the cut down of the 53-man roster. Carolina was announced on Tuesday that the second-round running back Jonathan Brooks, who tore his ACL late in his season at Texas, will start the season on a non-football injury list. Marshall joined Carolina in 2021 as a second-round pick of 59th overall out of LSU, where he emerged as a playmaking wideout with 106 passes for 1,594 yards and 23 touchdowns over the 2.5 seasons with the LSU Tigers back in 2018 and 2020. Now, he has merged onto the number 1 receiver core that featured DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and now known as Robbie Chosen, but never quite materialized for Marshall, who just only had 30 targets in 13 games as a rookie and finished it with 17 catches for 138 yards. Best of luck to them. Best of luck to them. Arizona Cardinals Arizona Cardinals released quarterback Desmond Ridder months after trading him and Clayton Tune the backup Kyler Murray. Now, this was one of the surprise ones for me, because you trade for a guy and then you cut him. That goes crazy. That goes absolutely insane. That you trade for this man. You trade for Desmond Ridder in the summer with the Cardinals, and they will not extend to the fall. Now, the Arizona is releasing the quarterback ahead of Tuesday's deadline for the teams to reduce their 53-man roster, NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport had to say. Now, Ridder joined the Cardinals in the offseason via one-for-one trade, which the Falcons sent the quarterback west in exchange for Rondell Moore, and neither team is going to have received any of the deal, honestly, after Moore suffered a season-ending knee injury during joint practices with the Dolphins, and the Cardinals choose a second backup in Clayton Tune over Desmond Ridder. Now, Desmond Ridder, I remember him playing at Cincinnati, and he got them almost to a college football playoff. Went very undefeated with them. Sure did. But it didn't turn out that way. It didn't turn out that way at all. So Desmond Ridder off the board. Goodbye. He's no longer with the NFL team. He might be on a practice squad somewhere of that nature. But at the end of the day, I still feel like Desmond Ridder can be a good backup in his league. I just think he came out a little bit too early out of Cincinnati. But hey, it is what it is. You make your choice. You gotta, you make your bed. Now you gotta lie in it. That's all. That's all. So you got some other things going on here. We did have some more news. We did have some trades happen last night. A lot of trades happened last night. Browns rookie Mike Hall second, placed on the commissioner exempt list following domestic violence arrest. The Titans are acquiring Ernest Jones and a 6th-round pick from the Rams in exchange for a 2026 5th-round pick. So we do see that there. So we got really all that's going on with the NFL as of right now. So that's all that's going on right now with the NFL news and all the stuff that's been going on. But let's get straight to some other parts of football, right? College football. Now, we all know that North Dakota State plays Colorado on Thursday at 8 o'clock, right here on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. I will be doing that live play-by-play and reactions. I will be doing that. But I got to say this about Colorado and this whole situation with Colorado banning a reporter asking Deion Sanders questions after asking him Deion Sanders questions. Now, from what I'm hearing is that Colorado has banned Denver Post columnist Sean Keeler as asking for football coach Deion Sanders and other members of the football program, the school confirmed on Friday. Now, they did say after a series of sustained personal attacks on the football program, specifically on Coach Prime, the CU athletic department, in conjunction with the football program, has decided not to take questions from the Denver Post columnist Sean Keeler at football-related events. The athletic department said in a statement that told and provided by ESPN, Keeler is still permitted he's permitted to attend a football-related activities and definitely accredited member of the media and other reporters from the Denver Post are welcome to ask questions of the football program personnel made available to the media, including coaches, players, and staff. Now, according to the Post, that Colorado Athletic Department media relations staffer told the newspaper that it took an issue with Keeler references to Sanders as a deposition Deion, Bruce Lee of BS, a false prophet, and he uses phrases like Planet Prime, Deion Kool-Aid, and circus. The ban is indefinite, according to the Post. Now, the decision comes 2 weeks after the news conference where Sanders accused Keeler of always being on the attack and asked, what happened to you get like this? What happened to get you like this? And added, Sanders says, no, I'm serious. I want to help because it's not normal. So during the exchange, Keeler was asked multiple times if he could ask a football question, and Sanders declined before moving on to a reporter who asked him about his birthday plans. And the reporter before Keeler at the news conference asked Sanders how it's important for everyone to have Affleck as a part of their life. And Sanders is a paid spokesman for that insurance company. So in this column, after the press conference happened, Keeler described Deion Sanders as a confident man who suddenly looked and sounded afraid. Now, let me say this about this situation real quick, because I know about this press conference. If you are media, right, and you want to talk about football related things, keep it football related things. That's how I'm going to see it here. Keep it football related things, because at the end of the day, you are a media person for the Denver Post. Keep it football related. You're at the press conference to talk football, not to personally attack Deion Sanders. What type of media are you to sit here to try to attack this man over and over again, and you think it's okay to allow it? It's not okay to allow it. So Deion Sanders, you had every right to feel the way you feel, but at the same time, I'm on the flip side of things too, Deion, because you are a iconic public figure in the game of football. No matter what level it is. People wear 21. People want to do the Deion dance after they get an interception. People want to play corner because of you. People are attracted to you, and you get these transfers and all these players to commit to coming to Colorado. This what comes with being a coach at a Big 5 school or a Big 5 conference. This is what happens. It comes with the territory. Understand that you didn't want to do personal things. Understand you didn't want to answer personal questions from Sean Keeler of the Denver Post. But at the same time, criticism is going to come your way because how you performed last year as the Colorado Buffaloes. Yeah, you go out and beat TCU. That was the national champion runner-up. But you go out there and you lose the nine last games of the season, where your team got complacent. Your offensive line was not working. You could not get to the quarterback. Shedeur Sanders was getting hit after hit after hit. But no. When it comes to that criticism, where are you at, Deion? Where you at? You would defend that, right? Because it's football related stuff, right? So, in my personal opinion, to be honest, communists around the country attack black coaches all the time. Example, Boston media attacks Missoula like nobody's business. Prime just got to ignore it or make it uncomfortable where they stop. True. And I understand that Deion Sanders do not want to be negative. He doesn't want to be negative at all. He wants to remain a positive mindset. But sometimes you got to put media in their place. You got to put those type of people like Sean Keeler, you got to put them in a place or just ignore it. It's one or the other. But these personal attacks, I can understand, me playing devil's advocate. I can understand why Deion wanted to be banned. But at the same time, Deion has to ignore this situation and talk to his AD and his athletic department about this behind closed doors, and then they make a statement about it. So it's ways about going about this, Deion. It's ways to go on about it. But you have to figure out how to go about it and not make a big cause or a big scene that makes it a distraction for University of Colorado. It's a fact. It's a known fact. But I hope that these two could come to an agreement where you keep it strictly football and nothing personal outside of Colorado football. I just really want them to have a talk and have a conversation and die this out. Because college football starts Thursday. And I will be live for North Dakota State in Colorado live play-by-play and reactions. I will be live for that. So hopefully we can get that all figured out and out the way. Okay, let's switch over a little bit real quick. Let's switch over a little bit. Let's go over to wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Wrestling. Yes, I said it. Wrestling. And AEW all in 2024. This was a good pay-per-view for AEW. I'm a wrestling fan, and I love wrestling. And rest in peace to Psycho Sid, the WWE Hall of Famer, former world champion. Rest in peace to Psycho Sid. I was not expecting that. He did die at the age of, I think, 63, 68, something like that, of cancer. So, I don't care if it's AEW or WWE or TNA or whatever. Rest in peace to one of the greatest to ever do it, and that's Psycho Sid. Especially with his character. His character was everything. But All Elite Wrestling returned to London, y'all. Wembley Stadium on Sunday. In the headline with Swerve Strickland defending his AEW title against Bryan Danielson, and Jones' own career was also on the line for this. Now, in front of they were like 50,000 plus, about 50,000 plus fans. The promotion delivered a card that also featured, a months-long feud between Tony Storm and Mariah May. Yeah, high stakes showdown between Ospreay and MJF. AEW American Championship, a dream match between Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné, aka Monet, aka Sasha Banks. Who won those matches and what grade did they earn from these matches? Now, we all know that the Final Countdown title versus the career match of AEW in the World Championship was Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson. I keep saying Daniel Bryan. I don't know why I keep saying that. But we know Bryan Danielson able to get the championship there. It was actually some great matches, man. Great matches. You did have the 16-man tag team match where you had Private Party, Dark Order, Jay Lethal, Ari Daivari, Phantom Singh. You had Anthony Ogogo, Dominic versus Dominic Kid, Tommy Billington, Kip Saban, Rocky Romero, Top Flight, Action Ardetti, and Leo Rush. In the result, Billington, Top Flight, Ardetti, and Rush defeated the Private Party, Dark Order, and Lethal, Daivari, and San and Ogogo. But this was a good match, though. The action kicked off with a competitive packed match that gave the fans watching at home. And inside of Wembley Stadium, it was a great match. The action was hot. The spots were, plenty of full. None had much to do with ongoing stories whatsoever. The fans were definitely into it. Late moments, other contests, we saw competitors break out all the hits, leading Dante Martin scoring his win with a crossover frog splash over Daivari. No harm, no foul when it comes to several involved had an opportunity to live up to the moment. Great match, but I still give it a C in my personal opinion. Willow Nightingale and I don't know how to pronounce his name. Tahiro Ashi versus Chris Standler and Stokely Hathaway. Good match. Not the best. I give it a C though. You had a 10 tag team match that went on with Dustin Rhodes, Devon Enriches, Sammy Guevara. You had the Cage of Anagamy and Undisputed Kingdom, which we all know that, Rhodes, Guevara, and Von Enrich beat the Cage of Agony in Undisputed Kingdom. I give that a C as well. What's going on, Gregor John? What's going on, Two Giant Goofballs? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. We really do appreciate y'all. I already just talked about the NFL. Just like I said, I'm gonna keep it short, keep it sweet when it comes to this podcast here today. I'm not going to keep y'all too long. Jamie Hayter returns for AEW. We had a lot of spots here. The London ladder match for the AEW World Trios Championship. We had Christian Cage, the House of Black. It was just so many things to talk about for this pay-per-view. But I want to get to the one thing that I wanted to talk about for AEW. I'm not going to go through all these matches. I'm just not. I'm not going through the FTW championship with Chris Jericho. Not doing that. Not worried about it. But I am going to go to the match that everybody was talking about, and that was Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson. Because AEW had a lot of matches. That's why I couldn't do play-by-play for that. I couldn't do play-by-play for it. So, Bryan Danielson won the AEW World Championship in a closing moment at All In, defeating the unbeatable Swerve Strickland, claimed his first singles title in the company, and preserving his in-ring career for another day. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for him. Bryan Danielson overcame damage, to his head and his neck, including a crystal mask that caused a focus in the resentless of Strickland. Now, everything threw at the champion, he was brushing it off, seemingly unfazed by the offense and of the American Dragon, which is Brian Danielson. The turning point definitely came in this match when Hangman Adam Page jumped over the guardrail and attempted to interfere, but the distraction allowed Danielson to fight his way back into the match. It did not guarantee him a victory at all, but instead, the knee to the back of the head, and the label lock with a little joint manipulation, I could say, thrown for a good measure that allowed the babyface to earn the win in the title. Now, this was a phenomenal match. It just was. And it lived up to his expectations. And some strong story beats from Strickland continued the willingness and to make things personal with his opponent, family, Page, and interferences. Now, post-match celebration, we all know that Daniel Bryanson won this game. I mean, not Bryanson. Brian Danielson. I keep getting his name wrong for some reason. I don't know why I keep doing that. The victory felt like one of the biggest moments in AEW, which it is. It is. And how long we will have a new champion remains to be seen, but he is a competitor who long earned the spotlight in the championship in Sunday's victory. Now, my thing is this. How long are we going to keep? They have too many matches on pay-per-view. Yes, they have too many matches on pay-per-view. Agreed. They really do. But my question to y'all is this. How long Bryan Danielson is going to have this title for? That's the biggest question that I have right now. How is he going to have this? Because if you think about it, right? Bryan Danielson put his career on the line for him to be champion. Yes, he's champion, but how long is AEW is going to keep the championship on him? That's the biggest thing that I'm concerned about when it comes to it. So Bryan Danielson, I hope you have a great run. Because I really would start growing on Swerve Strickland a lot. I really started to grow on him and like his style of wrestling as an in-ring performer. So for me, I think that when it comes to AEW, you got to narrow down the matches, bro. You had like 20 matches on Sunday. Like that goes crazy. I don't know if I'll be able to watch a whole pay-per-view from AEW. But I ended up watching that match and rewatching that match, and congratulations to Bryan Danielson to win the AEW championship. Well, let's get into some other things, y'all. We have some updated schedule coming up tonight. We got a lot of MLB baseball games coming on tonight right here on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go to SeatGeek.com and use the promo code DHopkins to get $20 off your first purchase. Or you want to go to our spread shop. Our spread shop is definitely with the link in the description. You can definitely go check out and get you some Darion Hopkins Sports Show merch. Make sure you listen to this podcast at Apple Pod Music, Spotify, everything of that nature right here on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. So we have the matchups for Tuesday night. We have a delayed match that's going on right now between the LA Angels and the Detroit Tigers right now. That delayed at the top of the first due to rain. We have Chicago and Pittsburgh at 6. Chicago Cubs and Pittsburgh Pirates at 6:40. We have Houston Astros and my Philadelphia Phillies at 6:40 on TBS. Make sure y'all go check that out. Kansas City Royals versus the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland Guardians, 6:40 Eastern Standard Time. You have the Oakland A's versus the Cincinnati Reds, 6:40 Eastern Standard Time. New York Yankees versus the Washington Nationals, 6:45 Eastern Standard Time. Toronto and Boston, 7:10 Eastern Standard Time. Atlanta Braves and Minnesota, 7:40 Eastern Standard Time. You have San Diego, St. Louis at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. San Francisco and Milwaukee Brewers. You have that going on at 8:10 Eastern Standard Time. You have the Texas and Chicago White Sox at 8:10 Eastern. But Chicago White Sox, just sell the damn team at this point. That's gonna be the last topic that I'm gonna talk about, Gregor John. It's the last topic I'm gonna talk about. But bruh, seriously, the Chicago White Sox, just sell the damn team. There'd be one team in Chicago, and that's the Cubs, because the White Sox suck. They just suck really badly. You got the Miami Marlins In Colorado at 8:40 Eastern Standard Time. You had the New York Mets at Arizona Diamondbacks at 9:40 Eastern Standard Time. You have the Tampa Bay, I think it's Tampa Bay Rays. I'm sorry, the Rays and the Seattle Mariners at 9:40 Eastern Standard Time. If you have the Baltimore Orioles versus the LA Dodgers at 10:10 Eastern Standard Time. So that is the slate for Tuesday night for MLB, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to get into some WNBA as well. Get into the WNBA. You're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the scores. Yesterday's scores happened. Monday was definitely great WNBA basketball. We had the Indiana Fever beat the Atlanta Dream 84-73. We had Kelsey Mitchell with 26 points and Tina Charles with 28 points and 8 rebounds in the loss to the Fever. Then you had the New York Liberty win 84-70 over the Phoenix Mercury. We had Brianna Stewart with 21.6 rebounds and 6 assists, and Natasha Cloud for the Phoenix Mercury, 18.6 rebounds and 7 assists. Then you had the Washington Mystics in the Seattle Storm, where the Washington Mystics end up winning against Seattle Storm 74-72, when you had Sykes with 20 points and 6 rebounds in the win, and you had Skylar Diggins-Smith with 10 points and 8 assists. And then you have Tuesday night slate. Tuesday night slate comes on tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, where you have the Las Vegas Aces, my Las Vegas Aces, against the Dallas Wings, where Asia Wilson is averaging 26 points, 11, almost 12 rebounds a game, with almost 3 assists a game, when you have Arike Ugawale averaging 22 points a game, 4.8 rebounds a game, and 5 assists per game. WNBA is still around, y'all, because we know they had that break. They had that break from the Olympic Games. So 100, yes, the White Sox are really bad. 100 losses. 100 losses. So the city of Seattle renamed the section of the street as Sue Bird's Court. So congratulations to Sue Bird on that one. That's good, though. She announced her retirement, and Sue Bird has been living her best life. Like even with Maya Moore. When Maya Moore didn't want the night to end when he retired number 23, and Maya Moore's a legend, man. Maya Moore is a legend, moment after moment, winning 4 championships with the Minnesota Lynx. And I have to give the company Jumpman 23, aka Jordan Brand, respect. They end up giving her this big case with this leather jacket with the Minnesota Lynx colors on it. And Maya Moore got a whole case of gold sneakers because, she was part of that Jumpman brand. She was a part of that. And for her to get her jersey retired and get everything that she got, for me, I feel like Maya Moore still could play in this league if she wanted to. But she didn't. She didn't at all, but she went and got on a bigger cause, getting her man out of jail, which it wasn't her man at the time, but she made sure people was getting their rightfully due of falsely accused being in jail and wasting all that time in jail when you didn't really do the crime. So she never came back to the WNBA. And she focused on that. And when she focused on that, she ended up getting married. She has a husband. She's living her good life. I just want her to be around more in the WNBA, like be a broadcaster or do a podcast talking WNBA or something of that nature. But yeah, man, that's basically everything I wanted to talk about today on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. I wanted to make it short and sweet. I don't want my podcast to be too long anymore. And like I said, man, Maya Moore is one of the greatest to ever do it. AEW recap. It was definitely a dope AEW event. Deion Sanders just need to ignore the mainstream media, especially from Sean Keebler of the Denver Post. Definitely ignore that, bruh, from now on. And just ignore him. The game come on, Aces and Wings. Make sure y'all tune into that. Tune into all the MLB games that is going on tonight right here on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. And all the NFL news that is going down in the NFL. We all know the 53 rosters are here. We are going to have the schedules of next Thursday's games, next Friday's games, college football Saturday, NFL Sunday. It's going to be packed next week with a lot of that. I don't think I'm going to do a Darion Hopkins show next week, depending on how I feel. But hey, it is what it is, man. Make sure y'all follow me on all social medias at TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, all at D Hopkins Show. Make sure y'all follow me on there, man. I interact with any and everybody on there. So make sure y'all go check me out, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe to the channel right here on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. And just to let y'all know, make sure y'all go to SeatGeek.com and use the promo code D Hopkins to get $20 off your first purchase. NFL season coming back around. NBA season about to come back around. NHL about to come back around. Make sure you go get your tickets and get that $20 off. Trust me, it definitely comes in handy. If you want to donate to the channel, man, you want to donate to the channel, go ahead. D Hopkins Show. Cash App. Y'all see it right there to the right of y'all or to the left of y'all. Absolutely. But before I finish up talking about this, I just want to make this quick thing real quick. Gregor John wanted me to talk about this, right? He wanted me to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about it. The Las Vegas Raiders. Make sure y'all watch the NBR podcast tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time right here on the YouTube channel on Nothing But Raider Podcast. I just want to talk about this real quick because I'm talking about my Raiders. One more thing before I get into everything I want to get my intro, my outro, all of that. Davante Adams. I feel for him. And Raiders fans might not like this. I feel for him. And I understand why the media is coming up with things about Davante Adams getting traded to the Jets or Davante Adams getting traded because he's not happy with the quarterback situation. I don't know how true this is. I don't know how true this is. You know, Gardner Minshew has been named the starting quarterback, which I thought would be Aiden O'Connell, but I understand you want to go with experience. I'm not mad at Davante Adams if he actually asks for a trade. I'm not mad at it. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not mad at it. Because three different quarterbacks in 3 seasons that Davante Adams has been here. 3 different coaches in the 3 years that Davante Adams has been here. There's no consistency at the quarterback position. And I understand that people say that we're post Derek Carr and stuff of that nature. But why do you think Davante Adams wanted to be traded here in the first place? Why? He wanted to be with his quarterback. He wanted to be with a quarterback that he went to college with. Let's be real. Let's be absolutely real about that. Davante Adams wanted Derek Carr as his quarterback when he came to the Raiders. You know what Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler did? They used Derek Carr as a fucking scapegoat. I don't even like to curse like that on here, but they used him as a scapegoat. Because you see, right after we got him, and I think he only had 1 season with Derek Carr, he's gone. Derek Carr's out of here. He's released. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. This organization cares about every other position but the quarterback position. Why you think Davante Adams was able to be one of the best receivers in this league? Because they only had 1 quarterback in Green Bay. And that was Aaron Rodgers. That was Aaron Rodgers. And that's why he became one of the best receivers in the league, because he had consistency at the quarterback position. We had consistency for 9 years with Derek Carr. You finally get him a number 1 receiver, and we shipped Derek Carr out. Thought that Jimmy Garoppolo was going to come and be the savior. But no. Jimmy Garoppolo, I knew exactly what we was getting out of Jimmy Garoppolo. A lot of Raiders fans didn't want to realize it. But I knew that Jimmy Garoppolo was not an upgrade to Derek Carr. Now, Aiden O'Connell might be in the future. But who want to keep going through turnover after turnover after turnover of quarterbacks? The last 3 years, you had 3 different quarterbacks as a receiver. I'm pissed. As a Raiders fan, I understand why he feels the way he feels. If he really feels like that. I don't know if he really feels like that. I don't know. But what I do know is that Davante Adams, if he doesn't get his numbers this year and the Raiders don't win this year, he wants out. I'm telling you that right now. Raiders fans, you're going to be mad at me because I don't care. You got to be, as Raiders fans, you have to be realistic. He's going to want to be out by next year. If he doesn't get traded this year, if we get a different quarterback next year, he's going to want to be out. He don't want to have 4 quarterbacks in the 4 years that he was here. Where's the chemistry that you get getting a different quarterback every single year? Where's the chemistry? You got to have chemistry with your wide receivers. There's no chemistry at the quarterback position in the last couple of years since Carr left. Because you know why? The Las Vegas Raiders did not have a plan post-Carr. They didn't have no plan. And that's why we're stuck the way we're stuck now with Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. Only 2 quarterbacks on the roster. But we'll talk more about that on Nothing But Raider podcast. But like I said before, I would not be surprised if Devontae Adams wants out by the end of this season or before the season is over. So with that being said, y'all, I am going to head out here. I am going to sign off. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit all the links in the description. Support your boy. Send a $1 to the Cash App. Anything helps to get this podcast growing every single time. But I want to thank all the supporters that are coming through. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all. And we'll be back on Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard. It might be earlier than that because I have things to do, but it might be earlier than that. That time might change. But we will have the Darion Hopkins Show on Friday. If you did see the schedule, I will be live tomorrow for WNBA basketball. I'll be live Thursday for college football. I'll be live Friday for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. I'll be live Saturday for Clemson versus Georgia. I'll be live Sunday for USC versus LSU. So they're the last 5 streams that I have for the rest of this week. So make sure y'all telling the people about the YouTube channel and everything. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, man. Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Make sure y'all check us out on all the audio platforms with Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, you name it. We all on all streaming platforms. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. And we out. Peace.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, 0 sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show fans. Using promo code DHopkins at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So don't wait. Boost your energy and take the world today. W Energy. Fuel your greatness every step of the way.